Okay, now I will, what's this, cold-ass fashion? Okay, I'll read about this. This video is about the backstory to cold-ass fashion by Beck. In early childhood, I stayed with my father during the summer in his house on a street called Long. The only neighbors I knew were two kids, one was white, the other brown, and allegedly adopted brothers. They lived in a house somewhere down the block. The brown dude would often stand on the street corner with a drink and a brown paper bag that I assumed he did for ambience to give the appearance that he was drinking a beer, because he was practicing to be a gangster. I don't remember ever knowing whether there was ever an actual beer in there or not, but sometimes when I saw him I would engage conversation, and this song is basically a short catalog of wingnut stuff I remember him saying, mixed with some more wingnut shit my own 5-year-old self said in response. And I don't remember all of what was him and what was me anymore. I remember him saying the sweat is day glow, and having no idea what that was supposed to mean, and still don't. But he said it in a way that made it sound very important, so since then I got the idea to say stuff in a way that made it sound very important, even though it was complete gibberish, while accepting faith in the sentiment that I was learning the secrets of the universe in the process. I remember him standing there on the street saying, I got options, I got coptions, I get nauseous, and the sweat is day glow. And I didn't know what rap was and thought this was just how this dude talked because he was crazy. I assumed because of neglect and abuse. Then he explained this was called rap, and it was a form of singing where you just talk the words instead, which suddenly made perfect sense to me, and I was like, oh, duh, right, I just say stuff and I can rhyme it, or just keep a sort of loose beat. And he says, yeah, you straight, I was worried about you for a minute. And I was like, bruh, I'm 5 years old, and I fist bumped him and walked away, leaving him with this what the fuck look on his face. And I tried it for a while, but it wasn't my thing. I couldn't ever take it with real seriousness like rappers that evolve professional skill in it, because I was more into actual singing and songwriting, which I always felt takes a higher level of discipline, and in contrast to what I saw as some kind of perceivably to someone aesthetic way of pissing yourself for sympathy. The words cold-ass fashion came from the mouth of this dude. I think his name was Mike, and the phrase came off to me as vulgar and violent, but from an objective viewpoint it made perfect sense to me under the circumstances, so I warmed up to it and adopted its cultural significance and internally shelved it for future creative academic documentation, specifically in the lyrics to this song. There ain't nothing like the real artificial is one of the things he said in a conversation we had the very last time I saw him. He also said, where can you duck when they shoot you full of pigeonholes? And I stood there trying to understand the meaning of that until he actually explained it, and then I understood, but have since again forgotten. And that is the backstory to Cold Ass Fashion by Beck. Thank you for listening.